I absolutely love it when a previously private track opens up to the public, even if it's for a few select days a month, when they're letting people come out and ride. Today we are out at Dark Horse MX in Smithville, Texas, which is smack dab between Houston and Austin, to check out the tracks that they have. This is owned and operated by Dirt Lab MX, the coaching company. They have these tracks on their property. They're letting people come out and ride now. So let's go check out the tracks, see what they have to offer, and wander around the property a bit. One thing that's definitely worth noting is that you have to pre-register to ride here when it's a public day. On their website, you can choose the day you want to register for, pay a deposit to get your name on the list. They cap it to how many people. I think it's 30 people on Saturdays, and I think it's 20 people on Sundays. They do prep for each day, but they are capping it to keep it safe. If they've got a variety of different skill levels, they'll restrict it for fast bikes and slow bikes. They monitor it and make sure everybody's safe out there. So this is the back track. What I was told is that there's not really any doubles or triples. There's just a lot of safe, either step ups or step downs, or tables that have some kind of a dip out. I do see a bit of a rhythm section here, so let's go check it out.
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm Cody.
Alex.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Glad to have you out here.
Yeah, I hope you don't mind me filming.
Film it up.
I don't know if you've seen my videos before.
I have, man, I have. Glad to have you checking the place out.
Absolutely. When you did the public days, I'm like, I gotta go check this place out.
Yeah, dude, well, that's exactly why I did it, to get new people out here, man. Glad to have you.
Well, the 3 people that are next to me have never been here before, so it's working. That's great to see.
Love to hear it. This is what we call the back track, so feel free to check it out. That's the front track up there. I kind of alternate prep days when we open and just bounce back and forth. That track is a bit sandier than this one.
Okay.
But they're both fun. I enjoy this one a little bit more than the front track. The front track's more of a training track. It gets kind of rough and beat up, and it's a little more challenging, but this track's awesome.
Did you have to bring any dirt in for this track to make it different than that one?
We didn't, so I'm sure you saw all the piles of dirt coming in.
I did.
Away. So this was owned by that aggregate company before, and all this was actually scraped about 6 foot.
Okay.
So actually a lot of dirt was taken out before we even got the property, but all this is about a week and a half of a big excavator and a big dozer just pushing dirt. So
okay.
All the dirt's from here, and we just try to take advantage of all the natural elevation. So you'll see, like, you're going up and down the creek over there, and yeah, basically all this other dirt was just pushed up.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Very cool. And I know you prep it yourself, but VMAC is the one who built it, right?
Yeah, so Vernon and Drew were the guys who built this track.
Okay.
And I've got another gentleman who works for me, Tyler Creechy. He built that front track up there.
Nice.
I asked him to make a track that would be good to train on, but also friendly for vet riders, new riders, and I think he hit the mark, man.
Yeah, that's what the guy that just went by on the SR said to me. He's like, everything out there is fun. It's some big stuff, but it's all safe.
Yeah, it's all safe, and you know, like I'm an ex-pro myself, and there's stuff that's challenging for me, but that's safe for everybody else. So.
Nice. I heard it a few days ago. Somebody said, when you buy a brand new bike, the best investment you can make is not anything on the bike, it's you on yourself. And I agree with that, but a lot of people don't know about training. They don't know where to go, how to find it, or what it looks like.
Makes it safer, makes it more enjoyable, in my opinion. You kind of learn what you need to know.
So if you've never watched my channel before, I am not a fast racer by any means. I am not somebody who sets any lap records or wins any races, but I ride all over the country so that I can find what people need to know about tracks and make people aware of what good looks like on a track. Not from a riding perspective, but from a track perspective. So one thing about me is I hate ruts. I'm so bad at it. I should really get with the coach about ruts. Figure out how to make myself better. I'm sucking at ruts. Back of this track, it goes down the hill towards the creek, and because of that, that's where all the water pools. Makes it a lot more technical back there. So we're talking with the owner. This is a training track for sure. I mean, that's his primary business, is training. So he wants to build a track that'll help make some of the best racers coming out of Texas. It's in his best interest to make the track hard so that people can get faster. I love getting passed by little kids. Honestly, I do. It makes me feel good about the sport and where it's going. Because I am not fast. Let's talk a bit about the dirt here. Dirt goes a long way. Dirt breaks the track. This is not a very sandy track, but it is a soft track. He does a great job of killing it, bringing in some moisture. Now, it did rain a lot in the past few weeks, so I'm sure that it's doing something for that, but out here in central Texas, it usually gets pretty dry. So Cody's doing a great job keeping this track in a good condition. It's not quite sand, like I said. It's more like a dirt sand mix, but he didn't bring any clay in, but the jumps are holding up pretty well. So as far as track layout goes, there's a good mix of things. Like, we've even got a section of rollers that I believe if you're going fast enough, you could try to blitz them like whoops. It's above my skill level, but it is still pretty cool. There are a couple step downs, like you've got two big step downs there. One that runs in towards the creek down the hill, and one coming back up the creek. Very, very cool. There's nothing that you can't roll. This is a very good track for beginners. This is a good track for vet riders. It's a good track for training on. It's just a good practice track for sure. And then you got the little dudes going double, double, double. Nice. In front of the back track, but not the front track. The front track's actually at the front of the property. There is a peewee track here. This is good for Stasics. This is good for 50s. A child who is just beginning how to ride. This is a good place to start. It's flat. You've got basically just an oval of sorts and then a couple rollers. Helps with balance, helps with learning throttle control. My guess is he has a class specifically dedicated to learn to ride, and this is where he does it. So this is the front track. Now, when I talked with Cody, the owner, about this, he said that they don't groom both tracks every weekend. They alternate which track they groom. So they groom the front track, then the back track. So this track has not been groomed yet. This is a much sandier track. It's also much more technical of a track. You've got actual doubles. That was actually a triple. Definitely a different composite of dirt being at the top of the hill versus the backtrack that's closer to the creek. So because of the difference in elevation, it changes the composite of the dirt quite substantially. The backtrack is a sand-dirt mix, which holds moisture really well. The front track is primarily sand, and you can see that it's not very compacted. This has not been groomed. I cannot fault them for this. This track has not been groomed. They do alternate between the backtrack and the front track, which track they're going to groom. This track isn't even technically open right now, but the owner said I could ride it just to check it out. So when you come, you can ask which track is open. It's on their website. They specify it which each day, or you can just reach out to them and ask. Something that's worth noting is the parking. The parking lot is not massive, so if you're bringing a trailer, hopefully you can drive it well. Don't bring big rigs. There is minimal shade, so bring a pop-up. But there is a bathroom, running water, in AC. There's a shower within the bathroom too. So a quick debrief on value for Dark Horse. It's a really cool facility. I do like it a lot. I will absolutely be back. The composite differences between the dirt of the two tracks makes it a cool variable. You can ride a sandy track and you can ride a dirt track in the same facility, which is really, really nice. So in total, it's $40 to ride. $10 deposit paid online, and then $30 paid in cash when you arrive at the facility. It's definitely worth 40 bucks for the two tracks plus the two kids tracks. No question there. As always, I like to put a timestamp rating to the tracks too. How far is it worth the drive? I drove a little over 2 hours to get here, and it was absolutely worth that. There were two guys that I met at the track that drove about 2 hours as well. They said they'll be back real soon, that this is a fantastic facility and they would love to drive 2 hours. I would put it at about 2.5 hours. Now, if he prepped both tracks for the same weekend, having both tracks fully prepped would be amazing, but that takes a lot of work. Basically, it's him and one other guy running the place, so he can't do both tracks every weekend. As of right now, Dark Horse does not have a Facebook page. They do mostly social media through Instagram and their website. I'll link both below, that way you can see the schedules. Follow them on Instagram. They post up stories all the time about the track, the conditions, and when they're gonna be open. Keep an eye out for that. If you're in the area, go ride it. Highly recommend the track, and if you can, talk to Cody. He can give you some tips on riding. And if you want to get signed up for any classes, I got the link to their website for that too. Have fun out there, stay safe, and go ride some more. See you at the next track.